All right. Hello, everyone. I love having this on gallery view. When I first start out, I can see everybody coming in on cameras, bright, early. We talk a lot. Like, don't miss Tuesdays, don't miss Saturdays. Um, Today is going to be an awesome day to reveal a bunch of things, but also I've got treats for you today. Um, so we're really getting the game on. And I'm gonna tell you guys something first here Saturday. It affects all of us. Let's see. We still got people coming in. Yeah. November 1st, 2025. I'll just mark it this way. We're on YouTube right now. However, after I get done with the housekeeping and some updates, we're going off YouTube because we're going to go right to the V marketing, more or less assisted V marketing. And I'm going to show you guys how we do that and also how I work the other leads and how we do this. This is I've been recording it and recording it just to get this out there. We have solved efficiency of working the whole lead process with the BBS Vortex. This is the best I've ever seen it. And as great as the change is, the hardest part is getting everybody here going forward with it. All right, I see somebody on here right now. I need to change. I need to check one thing. All right, we're live here, right? Yep, we're live. And okay. Um, I got housekeeping. I'm gonna set up some stuff, and then we're gonna go off YouTube and go right into V marketing work. Um, I'm going to just um, reference this tickets for the event. So let's start. We have an event coming up in roughly 10 days. 10 days. Leadership's coming in on the 9th. Kenny and I will meet with you on the 9th and the 10th. And then everybody starts coming in the evening of the 10th. We have the event on the 11th, the 12th. The 13th, Tanya and I will be headed to Epcot for that morning. If anybody wants to do like some like we'll go over the rides, and I'm going to tell you, I'm hoping that it's a weekday. I'm hoping that it's not too slammed busy on that Thursday. Tanya and I went there. Did we go yesterday? Yeah, we went yesterday. I just want everybody to know that there's nothing poisonous around the eatery. It's no, we it was all delicious, no poison. We tested it for everybody. Tanya's like, I want to go make sure everything tastes good first. Let's go check it out.
Awfully
Are you
kind
are you
of you.
talking?
Awfully kind
Oh,
of you.
yeah. So, but I'll tell you this though. There's some really cool rides at Epcot for those like rides, and I have not done the Galaxy ride because the line's always just been horrendous. But I'm gonna try to do it that day. So I want to get there and do rope drop at at Epcot. Now I'm gonna tell you what I like about Epcot the most, and I'm putting this out there because Tanya and I will both be there, and I think we're gonna drag some of the kids. Make sure Edison's there at least, right? Um, but the reason why I say that is it's the thing about Epcot is there's some rides there, right? Soarin', I think that's Tanya's one of her favorite rides. She likes Soarin'. I mean, but there's the Galaxy ride. The Test Track version 3 is up and running. It's right by the Guardians. And then they have like I call it the Elsa ride. They redid the Viking ride. It's like and then Ratatouille. That's the Frozen ride, but whatever. Ratatouille, and then am I missing anything? Oh, there's like a Nemo ride, which everybody can just walk on. It's like it's a way to cool off, but the temperature is really good. Oh, then the space. Oh yeah, there's a beautiful aquarium there. That's true. It's right by the Nemo ride. But anyway, there's tons of things to do. but walking around and eating the food and having the beverages at all the stations is pretty amazing. Just yeah, it's the food and wine festival. So I'll just put that out there. I did flights of beer yesterday. It was fun. Okay, now I'm just gonna go over this. That's the 13th. The reason why I bring that up there is walking around and talking and discussing things. I'm gonna tell everybody what I want to hear. I want to know what your dreams are. I don't want to hear how you're gonna do the business. We do that every day. We build that every day. I want to hear what your focus. I want to know what your why is. I want to know what you're trying to do, and I want to hear about it. I want to buy in on it. Yeah. So that's the 13th. For those that are there, Epcot, if you want to get your tickets ahead of time, is there. Everybody else, you got, that if we have people coming in on the 9th, they're doing stuff with their teams on the 10th. That's great, whatever you guys are doing. But on the 13th, it's Epcot. Um, just let everybody know that on the set. The 10th and the 13th. So Epcot's open till 9. Just it goes late, and the Epcot fireworks are amazing for those that stay that the distance. The thing about the other parks is there's events going on. So a lot of them are closing at 6 o'clock. Animal Kingdom always closes early, but uh Magic Kingdom and yeah, I gotta check on Hollywood Studio. Yeah, they are. There's event closings. So yeah, we but Magic Kingdom is great if people are doing it on the 10th. It just, the thing about it is you could do that on the 11th even because it closes early. So you can just head back and be there for our opening that night as we're getting together and getting everything ready for the 2-day event. I've got we got a lot of cool stuff. I guess I'm so excited what Tanya has in store for you guys, and we have a lot of MSIs teaching. I'm really excited, really excited. Okay, um, um, it's okay, babe. So, tickets. We told everybody you'll get your hotel booked first, get the airfare. Tickets. I got to put the head count in for the dinner. Okay. So we're having a beautiful buffet. We got this whole thing worked out. I probably went over it way too many times, but I like food and I wanted awesome value because we're all going to be sitting down and enjoying this meal together, right? And on the night of the 12th. And so I just want everybody to know, like, if you get your tickets in, I got to give them the head count, the final head count by Tuesday of this next week. So we always pad a little extra, just a little extra. So the late comers and all that stuff, it just try to have your tickets bought so I have the total head count by Tuesday of next week. I'll do a last call. I have to send it in Tuesday night. So not I won't be able to do it like even during our I got to send it like Tuesday before the end of business day. So,
And Rory, if they'll let their instructor know, that would be helpful. The MSIs need to know.
oh yeah, definitely let your MSI know. Hey, I bought my ticket. I'm going. All that stuff is there. Um, but I know I told you guys get the rooms booked first, get your airfare, then get the tickets. Well, now I need you to get the tickets closed in so I don't miss head count, right? I don't want to not have enough food for everybody because we waited. Um, this is kind of like a last call. Get it in this weekend. All right. We'll put out some messages too, for those that aren't here. Okay. So, I've got really big news. Really big news. I mean, we already have all this stuff going on, right? So I'm going to go into the V marketing. Niall and Dina are not going to be doing V marketing training today because I want you guys to all pay attention to what I'm doing, and then you're going to go do it. You're going to go do it. All right. I've got some spreadsheet stuff I want to show. I want to go into some more things in training. Okay, let me get ready. I got housekeeping today, and we'll go right to it. Um, so I'm going to start with the biggest announcement right now, and then I'm going to cover other things. All right. And I'm going to tell you the next weeks especially. So let's go over the agenda. Next week we have training, right? And if all goes well, Saturday is going to be a bombshell of a training right before the event. Okay, and then we're not going to have any training until the following Saturday. So Saturday of the next week, the events basically the events like we have stuff going Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. A lot of people are going home Friday. Saturday, Tanny and I will be we'll be doing training on Saturday. All right. But no trainings through that week because everybody's going to be in Orlando, or everybody that's not coming to Orlando is taking care of the house. So we're going to be on a skeleton crew as it is. We're not going to be doing trainings. Edison's going to be at the event with us, so he's not going to be doing stuff on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? So we're everybody should be doing V marketing. So I'm going to teach you what to do really well this week. We're going to cover it again the next week, and then you guys need to pound on it. So if you're home and you didn't come to this event, do your V marketing. Take the time to do V marketing, right? Do it in the evenings. Do what you got to do to get caught up on everything here. Anyone that's been doing V marketing for more than a month are going to have catch up to do to catch up to the new rhythm of the leads. All right, big announcement. And then I'm going to show you guys some things. Brain Food Academy. You guys know Daniel's been working that. We launched this thing and we thought we had a really good formula. A lot of excitement behind it and going forward with it, and it just didn't catch. And we had we had the live students, we had the live teaching, and we realized a few things on it, and we do what we do best: adapt. Wait until you see what Brain Food Academy has become. Now we get to go market this. We get to take it out to the world. Um, there are patents being filed on the process that Daniel built that we're waiting for those to be completed. And then we're all going to be shown how this thing works. I'm going to tell you this, however great you think it might be, this is going to blow your mind. I'm serious. Like it is incredible what this is. It's also something, it's tied to the PBS Vortex. So everybody that's active at the PBS Vortex gets to participate in this, market it. Doesn't cost us anything different, but we get the revenues from it. And the revenue model's kind of been modified. We're working on things, but this you guys, when you see how it works and how it adapts and what it does, it's a solution for teachers, parents, students, all ages. It's an education solution beyond anything anybody's thought was possible. And as big as that statement is, wait until you see what it is. And then we just go market it and get accounts in there. I got to go over the affiliate tracking on it, but it all ties to PBS Vortex, and I'm not sure on the linking. So that being said, we still have our marketing to get teachers because teachers are going to come in and go through a different process. We're still going to be adapting that. The login or stuff for Brain Food Academy is going to modify. It's an entirely different platform. So it's been progression. Okay. And it's it's a really awesome solution, but it's also one of those things that I mean, we have it. Just remember we have it. Okay. And it's something that we've invested a lot to get here with, but you've all been part of this process. Okay. Now remember, we took this on as a big risk. Why? Because we have everything else going on. We're in a circular motion. This is something we can add, but it's going to set us apart in a lot of other areas. So now think about it, right? We've got this real estate education going on. We've got education for everything that's going to go on in there. We've got platforms to reach out to the world and market stuff. Remember, at the end of the day, in simplicity form, RRR247 represents a distribution model. We distribute products, services to the world, right? Just remember that's what we are. You guys, I'm excited for you to see it. I think it'll probably be Saturday. We might have a teaser on Tuesday, but probably Saturday. We're waiting on this patent thing. Um, Again, we have it, and I'm pretty excited about it. Okay, next. So progressing on the memes and the content of the memes and where they're going. I'm going to show you guys what I've been playing with and testing out on the options page. Okay, now the options page is what we use to find people that want a business, find people that want to make extra money, find people that are looking to solve that. without saying what we do, without saying the products, we don't say we don't throw up Velveeta on them. We don't throw up anything else on them. We just have a this is all to drive to do a BRT and then to show them what we have, right? Because we have an arsenal of ways to help people with income, right? An arsenal, right? We have the PBS and everything that connects to that. We have the IBO program for US, and then we have all the individual stuff that we do, right? But that BRT starts the conversation before you open up anything. And I'm gonna just walk you guys through this is standard operation model is I'm gonna get on the phone with them. I'm gonna do a BRT, right? I'm gonna show them the PBS video, the Keystone video, and then I'm gonna take them from there. If they don't go with the Keystone video, I'm going to do exactly what we do now, which is I'm going to add them to the Evolve system. I'm going to add them to FSN. I'm going to send them the email and and walk them through as much of that as they'll let me walk them through. Right. And then I'm going to set up for a follow up in a week or whatever else. I love to set up a follow up. Like, hey, study this. Let's talk in a week. Right. And because in a week, when I talk to them, I can say, like, there's hundreds connected to you in that FSN program right now. Hundreds. Do you want me to show you how we capitalize it the most? What do you want to build? I mean, we show them it's real. And this is the lead flow for everything going forward. We don't have multiple ways we do it. There's always a BRT. If you don't get to know the person and break that barrier of skepticism, you're not going to be able to present them anything. People aren't willing to be conveyed an idea until there's that barrier is gone. That's why the BRT is so important. So, as confusing as all these things might seem, it's all the same thing. It's all one direction. It's just different doors we bring them into the foyer. Once they get the foyer, right? BRT, and then go forward. And we're going to find people that are like very professional, or they want to be part of this online marketing is beneath them. It's I hear it all the time. Oh, I don't want to do that. No, I have a degree. Well, check out the real estate thing, and maybe they'll come around. Like I get a kick out of it, right? Like I'll say this. There's a lot of things I can say that are based on actual proof from talking to so many people, experience, right? There's a lot of people that are so educated, they're so smart, they're going to always be broke. Because no matter who you are, if you don't jump in and take risk, you're not going to get reward. Knowledge by itself doesn't make you wealthy. It's using the knowledge, but there's always risk to reward. Always risk to reward. Risk of resources, which is your time, your money, right? And more important, your attention, time, money, and focus. That's what you're risking anything. You can have all the knowledge in the world about any subject, but if you don't want to apply it, you're not going to gain from it, right? Knowledge is potential power. Knowledge applied is power. And I used to always just say knowledge is power. Nah, no. The more I talk to people, knowledge is cooped up power, and too much knowledge, you're too smart to take a risk. You're going to be broke. You guys, I can tell you from personal experience, the risks that we've taken. Sometimes you're like, why would you have done that? And at the time it felt right, and it got somewhere. But there's things that I was told I was crazy. I mean, RRR247, I was told I was crazy from the very get-go, and for years while I did it. 8 years, I was told I was nuts. And then when it worked, then you're not nuts, right? All that risk is like forgotten. That oh man, Rory, you're doing really good. You're like, yeah, you weren't backing me up for the 8 years of pain, but that's okay. Thanks for acknowledging it now, right? There's a lot, and guys, we've been going through a major risk over the last little bit for what's about to come, and the risks that I know we gotta kind of carry on our backs for everybody. And brain food is definitely one of those. I mean, huge risks, overall expenses, lack of opportunities other places. Like we put resources of time, attention, and focus onto that. And you guys are going to see what it's turned into, and then the future is going to be before us. What we're doing with the PBS Vortex now, that was a huge risk for us too, but we kind of had a really good understanding about, like, I know I was about 110% sure that the PBS Vortex was an absolute must do, and I don't think I was wrong. I'm now thinking it's about a 200% surety. And what we've done with this lead flow is going to be even more. So I'm going to go back to the meme and consensus marketing. You guys, I have incredible tools now, thanks to Daniel, that allows us to modify the memes, update it, do other things and tie it in. I've been testing and testing and testing. A lot of words, little words, and things that are there. I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. And it's not quite ready. I mean, we're here November, November 1st. It's almost ready. And as soon as it's ready, we'll deliver them to everybody and go forward. But I'm going to show them to you right now. And again, these tie everybody to the options page. Because what I've been testing is how do I get the most exposure for what we do? And I announce I'm a marketer. I push out products. I push out products, especially like Brain, Tune. I focus on Bella Vita product line a lot. We focus on the shopping. I advertise the shopping club everywhere, right? But options is something that'll never go out of style. People are always looking, but people have preconceived notions that they think they know what it's about, right? Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't no. So the options direction is basically let's have a conversation and show you what we have. We have a lot of things. Let's talk first. And I know that anybody can benefit. If every family had a PBS and was building it out and participating in everything, they would all win. Are they willing to do the work? That's what it always comes down to. There's no easy way to get content built. If it was easy, everybody would do it, and there wouldn't be an opportunity like there is. How many people are willing to build out those pages, add content, content creation is a serious business. It's serious. That doesn't mean you pop a couple articles, post a few ads, and say, well, where's my money? You got to put it out there. Every influencer that I know didn't just instantly have a following and that they did a lot of work. What people don't see is the years they did stuff before anything. It's the same for everybody that way. Now we have ways to prime it. And when you take the V marketing and directly send traffic through SMS to your pages, it's validating. It generates traffic. Now I'm telling you this, everybody that gets their pages modified, they do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, and step 7, doing exactly what we're teaching, and they're doing the V marketing, driving traffic, they're going to get Google AdSense. We know what Google wants in today's window. We also know where it's kind of going forward on. We have a really good measured way to do it. I'm going to state it. You must modify the pages, all of them, not little bits, the entire page. I give you a good basis to modify from. And on a simple side, you can just modify paragraph by paragraph to make it yours. Or the best way to do it is to look what I did and come up with your own storyline on it and redo the whole thing. That's the best way. But the worst way that's still good is just modify every paragraph and reword them. Hey, I don't know what this is. I'm just going to reword Rory's story top to bottom. You got to reword it top to bottom. That's the least solution. Best solution is, hey, this is what Rory wrote. I like it. In my own way, I'd like to say it this way and do it. That's a great example Rory gave me. If I was to say it, it would be like this and do that. And to get somebody to that point is just repetition, repetition. And eventually like, oh, I can rewrite this myself. I see the pattern. I see what he's doing. I like to point out this, like when you're writing a storyline, problem, solution, problem, solution, problem, solution, close. At least 3 problem and solutions that the product or service solves in a story format or even listed out. People need to see a minimum of 3 and then a close, like buy it here, get it here, get started here, right? Whatever. And remember, we use 3 mediums, written word, images, the right images to match up, and video. We're going to put video on every pages. Now, the options page, if you guys did it in training ahead of time, that's great. I put a video out that I'll update. That options video is perfect enough for now. And I think it'll help convey it. We got great messages on the info. We got great video on proof. And I'll tell you the difference between the info page and the proof page. So the info page is what we use in V marketing for text three and forward. Okay, it's really for people we haven't talked to yet, or people that we haven't talked to for a while, like pending BRTs and pending PBSs. We send them to the info page. The proof page is what I want to use when I'm on the phone with somebody and they're like, oh, I don't, they're not able to do the PBS yet, and they're not going to do it in a week. They're just like, yeah, this isn't for me. Well, we know it is for them. We know that it's just the timing, and we also know that it might just be a money thing, financial thing. We see that more today than we've seen in years. So, how do we become better? Well, I don't want to lose touch with them. I want to drip on them so they can find a way, right? So we put them into the Evolve system. We put them into the FSN system, and the proof page explains it a little bit differently, but it also ties them right back to getting that PBS and going. They just watch they just watch the Keystone video, and I'm on the phone with them, and they're not going forward. That's what the proof video is for. That's what the proof page is for. So I have a difference because it's a little more touchy because I'm on the phone with them than the info page. That's the difference. So I'm not going to send anybody to the proof page unless I'm on the phone with them doing a BRT and they're not going forward to PBS. If they're saying no to the PBS, I'm using the proof page. Okay. Anybody else that I'm following up with, catching up with, all those things, I'm using the info page. The proof video looks the same as the info video, only it's got a couple extra things in it. That's it. And I intend to run them separately as it gets better. These are all things I've proven out. Okay, so let me show you the memes now. Share my screen as soon as it lets me. Let me go to speaker view here too. I'm going to go to sharing my screen. And I'm going to share this because you guys are going to be seeing this. If you guys follow me on any of my stuff, you'll be seeing it. So in Dropbox, you guys, I have way more stuff than you guys have in your Dropbox. But under PBS, this is where the November memes will be because they're related to the PBS process, right? So I'm going to go PBS, and it's going to be November 2025. Okay. Now, I've been playing with a lot of them. Some of these what you guys don't even have if it's not working. These ones with like these aren't some of these were working, but these other ones are working better. So I'm seeing the responses. Um, I'll show you. I'm just gonna pull these ones up. This one's actually been working pretty good on my responses and clicks and everything. And I put some stuff in here. So I got job income, side business income, tax breaks. And when I bring up the tax breaks, you guys, when we do the BRT process, one of the most important things we cover is by having a business, they get to write things off. The tax benefits for an average family is at least $8,500 difference having a business versus not. Because you can write things off that you can't write off as an employee. Internet, cell phone, meals and transportation, um, like travel expenses, office supplies, stuff like that. For us, I mean, we get to write off our hosting, our Velveeta, our FSN, our PBS Vortex. All those are income expenses against our expenses against our income, right? And it becomes part of it. So I just kind of show it. It comes in here to the bank account and there to here, and this image, options. This was one of my favorite ones to use, and it's become, but I've created better ones. So I'm going to show you. I started showing more of an image of a family unit, right? Job income, side business, right here, tax breaks, bank account, just options, right? Um, and then I started balancing it out and more, and it's saying the same thing, right? And then I put a little description on it or whatever else is there. But I want to see you got job income, side business income, tax breaks, how to, do all that. Most people don't understand this in the world. So I just put that in there. That's what I'm referring to. All right. Here's a balance image, right? House, car, vacations, job, side business, sponsorships. I threw that in there because, I mean, technically we sponsor ourselves in the world of, online marketing. I mean, every time we go and promote Bella Vita, we're sponsoring ourselves, right? Um, Same thing with all our businesses. So I put sponsorships there. I just added that in the messaging, and then just a couple different images saying the same things, right? And the word tax there. it I've been playing with it instead of saying like tax breaks. I just threw in tax so we can talk about it because if like it's one of the things that I like to open up with somebody when I'm talking. The tax benefit alone. I mean, if they have a PBS and they have the triple R businesses going and they're in pursuit of profits, the write-off ability is tremendous. That alone's a win. A lot of people look at this like, oh, I don't want to spend the money for something like this. You're like, you're spending more than this, paying extra in taxes because you don't have this. So if it's really about, if it's a budget question, you should be doing the PBS business no matter what because it's smart money. So like it's an education thing. So I bring that up there so we cover it. They're expecting it, hopefully. Um, Obviously some different imagery. Put that out there. And I'm testing some more, but you guys will be having these seen. But if you guys start seeing this, it's because I'm testing. And what am I testing for? What gets clicks, what gets exposure, and then we're gonna run with that. And then we're all gonna be putting these out there for a long time. But this options, that's something we can present forever. It'll never go stale. Yeah, I can create new images, but it'll never go stale. And this type of look is what I wanted. And I wanted a look that no one else is doing, so that when we do it, it's going to be tied to us in a branding move. So I want you guys to understand there's a lot that's going behind this, but we're getting closer. I've been working on the options thing for months. I got the page. If you guys saw where I started and I didn't have a video, the video makes the biggest difference. A lot of thinking it out there, going through it. Now I know it's genius now because it's easy. It makes sense, but it took me a while to get there. The messaging took me a while. Um, so I just want you guys to see some stuff that's coming, and as I refine the clicks, we'll have it. But we're probably gonna have 8 to 12 images that we're gonna just all go out there and put in rotation and stuff ongoing. And I wanted different representations. I wanted the family with the kids, the single, the couples. I wanted a lot of different representation, and the messaging to all be about the same. And these ones I hear, I'll show you, they're wordy. It's almost too wordy. But sometimes I get good responses where I put them. And like this one, um, it follows some stuff that's there. It's got a good image on it, and it's weird. I'm running it. I getting clicks on it, so I might have a couple of these that are there. But the ones for social media, like, these are going great on Instagram. So I'll continue to. I'm going to be running them throughout my rotations. I'm also posting those in ads. You guys will be seeing them, and as soon as I feel like I'm really close on the ones for November, so probably between now and through the weekend, I want everybody to have these before next week. That's my goal. Okay. I see, what am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got a couple more in the training, um, or that I'm testing, I mean. And yeah, there's 11 in there right now. Maybe we'll just do 11. I might add another one, make it 12 because I like even numbers. I like odd numbers for marketing purposes, but I don't know. On this, I'll probably do 12. Not just four guys. I want like massive, massive action on these. And then we're gonna start working on Velavita images. There's always a new gamble, or new direction on it. I'm gonna put a little comment out on the charity page. Let me go to this really quick. So I'll go to Rory 3. Am I still logged in? Hold on.
You're good.
I'm gonna log in here. I'm not gonna show a login since I'm still on YouTube. There we go. Okay. So I got my dashboard. I'm just gonna go to the options page first, right? And you guys all saw this. I put that image on there so when they come there, it recognizes the ad. So the theme's there, even though I might want to put a different one. But that's why I did that. I'm worrying about branding. Here's the image without. I put the image back on here that doesn't have my Rory 3 on there. I don't need that, but this is talking about it. So when we talk, it's all congruent in the conversation. And then we have this about you. Now, you guys should all be receiving your PBS Vortex code for this, right? This is a form inside of the page, and I'm getting people to give me some really good information. Okay. that's it, right? Now I'm not charging them. So like the leads we have that come in for student leads, I mean, people are paying to come in. These are ones we're putting out there. They come in there. We're not taking a payment. Um, but so far the people I talk to are this is getting rid of the tire kickers. I want people that are serious about looking. I don't want everybody. I want to spend my time with the right people, and this has been working really well. Now, keep in mind, this options page, the thing that's good about it is we can use it anywhere. Okay, but and if you watch this video, you'll get I mean, it's 8 minutes, 48 seconds. Um, and I can put it on here. You guys can watch it, but you guys should all have this. Now it's under headlines and ads training. And if I just go here and I'm going to go to date modified, there's the options and thank you. Now the options page, guys, has a thank you page separate. It's a thank you page 3. So thank hyphen you 3. It's all right there to create and modify. And same with this one. These are all current to the pages I have. It's right there. Also in headlines and ad training, here's that info page. Here's the terms and conditions page in case you don't have it. And I've made some modifications on Bella Vita stuff. So let me bring this up and just show you guys where it's at. Again, I don't know if I'm logged in. Okay, here we go. All right, so 1f16.com, if you ever want to know what the latest, greatest, or what we start students off with, this is the starting point. They get everything here but the Google AdSense stuff. And what I'm going to just point out is I'm going to go down here into beauty and cosmetics and the sleep and slim biohacking. I I've 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 removed I have it all about brain and Zleam. Okay. That's my forward motion with that one. Youth is youth. And then I'm gonna go here to, we got the clothing and apparel, frequency of clothing. We have a lot of tune pages. Um, Tune itself is something we really should do even more memes around, just because it's such a powerful thing. I mean, we have a massive audience that still aren't wearing tunes, right? And everybody should. So we'll focus on that. In cooking, food, and wine, I got the wine benefits in a gel, which is obviously the reserve. And then we got the coffee and we got the this. I see some changes coming in the future, but they're all things that we can just modify, go on. But this is all good. I'm gonna go to the health and fitness and actually I'm gonna go to beauty and cosmetics. I got the ageless beauty. The thing with ageless beauty is a lot of our products can be on that page. I'm gonna pull this up and show you what I focus on now, and it might change from time to time because we're gonna know a lot more after the next couple weeks. Um, like I need to add some stuff back in here because the infinity and stuff is there, but I'm not gonna get too worried if I miss a product here or there. It's don't get held up on it, right? If you do individual pages, it's great. I can see some modifications on here, but when I go to the health and fitness, all these ads come on here. The biohacking page, um, I can see some changes in this just to update it, but a lot of the biohacking, I mean, a lot of these new products we got are all biohacking products as well. Brain, Zleam, Youth, Plus, Biome. And the thing with Biome is awesome product, but we had this immune that came out, and I think that's going to basically take over the biome at some point. And so a reason why I bring that up there is I chose not to, under health and fitness, I took biome out of this one. I got the gut health with biome. It's here still, but sorry, I didn't take it out, but I'm going to probably start changing the name from biome to just gut health and make that, we got the biohealth and immune together. We can focus on both products. So in the future, that's probably where it's going to go. Oh, this is Rory 3. Hold on. Oh, I needed that page or something else. Hold on. Rory 3 has way more stuff in it. So let me go back to this. Let me go back. Hold on, hold on. I'm going to move this out of the way so I don't get confused. Even some use. Yeah, yeah. So beauty and cosmetics, we got Ageless Beauty under health and fitness. Yeah, yeah. I took the biome out of there. And this is for new students. So we got the biohacking, brain food, coffee, and then EMF, and then sleep and wine benefits in youth. So I eliminated a couple items just because I see where things are going and make it less pages to do. So if they don't have the page, if the page doesn't show up in their system, they don't need to do it. Because I still haven't updated the training. We're going to get there. I just know there's some more changes, and then I'll do the training. So, if we don't have the page, just tell them not to worry about it right now. Get everything modified. They can always build that page later, like the immune. And I'm personally waiting until I see my results from the immune before I write a true story about it. I'm getting close. I take it every day. I've had it for I'm almost to a month of immune, and I'm almost to a month on every day taking um the BioLife, right? So I'll be putting that in there. I've also been trying some new products, right? So we see where things are going. All right. I just wanted to just make that up there. So when you're doing the modifications, it's like 11 or 12 pages that we got to modify for everybody. It's so just, when we do that. So I'm trying to make it even easier because we can always add more pages and do that in step 5. Like we can always have them build more pages out, but we want to have enough pages so they have solid content to offset how many categories we have. So one of the problems we'll have with Google AdSense is if we don't have enough focus for the directions that we have. And that's why there's a minimum of like 3 per things. If you only have 2 items in a category, you're almost better to get rid of the category until you get Google AdSense. But I would just recommend that you create 3. All right. So our weaker categories have been sports. We have the community membership for sports, which I like that angle. We have sports nutrition, which we could go on a lot for, and then save money as you travel with your sports teams. That's just another reference to the travel page. It ties to sports. Travel, I'm just going to cover a couple things for housekeeping. In income to travel the world, we could create a million pages like that. Savings and benefits, it's the same one we use for the pets. And then the travel for less page, right, is there. So little weak. But the thing with traveling is I'm going to just point this out there and you guys can write this down. I would recommend doing how I've saved money in travel, or step by step how I save money with travel that you can do too. Stories like that where you talk about getting the membership, using it to travel, use it in real life, right? And I say this because a lot of people should be using it to, save money and traveling to our trip for our event, all sorts of things like that. I mean, but there's also other things in there too, right? Groceries. We need more real life examples of how you used it. Storyline. I need to see those, and I want to see those. I need to create some of my own, but I mean, I'm telling everybody we should all be doing it. And the more individual we make it about us, the more original about us, the better that content is in relation to that topic, right? So we could do one just for travel, how it relates to sports, like if you went to a sporting event and saved money, how you went there, that'd be a great story to put in this page. Stuff like that. How you used it for your pets, stuff like that. Okay. Housekeeping, just showing that in there. I slimmed it down. Now, when it comes to the FSN pages we modify, we used to have 8. Okay. We have 9 now, counting the fun page. Make sure you get that fun page. And the thing with the fun page is it talks about the shopping and all that stuff that's there. Well, that's something you can add anywhere if you want to. I have it as a floating page mainly because I drive people to it and then they click around to other things. I don't need to have it in the categories. It's a great floating page, but just because it's fun, just go here, fun. It's an easy thing to see, and it's also a really good thing for us to do our memes around, right? So it's there and it walks through stuff. And that's what I use the fun page for. It's just a thing to advertise for like shopping deals, whatever else, right? When people go here and they click around, any other rendition is going to tie to that. And and again, I need more videos on you guys. I need more submitted videos on this stuff. And I'm gonna be grabbing a bunch when people are out here in Orlando. I'm gonna sit you down, have you go through some stuff. We need to build this content up. This is one of those ones, I don't care if it's 3 hours long. People don't need to watch the whole thing, but the more they see what it is, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, everybody loves this. That's the message he needs to cover here. We need those. All right. So I guess I'm saying get ready for those who are going to come out here. I should be able to get 50 to 100 recordings. We need to do a lot of video stuff. So just know we're going to probably have that on there. I'm going to have, we're going to put this in there. I'm going to be talking with leadership when they get out here. The one thing that we can do better we need more content always. We need more video content. We need more imagery of everybody and to be able to utilize it to show our community. I call it social proof, or everybody calls it social proof. We need to use that more. So, camera shots. We need to do a ton of them, and then we need to submit them so we have them in a collective place so we can use them for things. I want to use them in memes. I want to tie things in better. I want to get our community tied in better. So just bring that up here. Housekeeping. All right. I can close this. I can close this. Everybody should be in this headlines and ad training page for the stuff that's there. We got a lot of information. This is stuff we put it. This charity auctions. That's one of the things I wanted to show. My charity page. I believe we have this in step 5. And we have all of our real estate stuff that we focus on. And that's, we're gaining a lot of ground there. I did an update before. I'm just going to tell you guys this again. We have absolutely blown the minds of everybody in Evolve. We have 50 of us that are submitting deals. A lot of deals. They have to grow their back end operations to keep up with just 50 of us because you guys, we have people that have so many deals that are going through and they're looking to get down more, negotiate. It's looking so awesome. Again, back to risk and reward. We're pretty pleased with what that's turned into. Okay. And where it's growing and the access stuff. Pretty dang pleased, guys. And obviously it's part of what we're doing. We're going to be seeing some incredible risk and rewards coming out of that. And we've modified some things to make it better, to get more people involved. You'll be hearing more about that. But this charity thing is gaining ground. I know Stacy had someone come in. There's people coming through off the links. And so it's something to put out there. But this is one of those things like we just refer them there and we get paid for every time they run one for the life of the account, right? So a lot of people when they run a charity auction, when it works, they do it again and again and again, annually, semi-annually, whatever. Okay. Just put some emphasis on it. All right. I'm going to close this. Actually, I'm going to go to my info page. All right. And I got this video on here that talks about this, which edifies the whole process, ties in the book. It's all here. And the email and this is congruent on what goes out to them, right? All right. So you guys should all have the info page. If you haven't created the info page, it's right here in headlines and ads training, and it literally says info page. Now, on the info page thing, I have the codes in here because I messed up on some of the codes. Nobody needs to modify the video code. If you've got to modify the video code, we did something wrong on our side. You shouldn't have to. These are all self sizing. It's the right codes for all these. So that's the info page. This is the fun page. Multifamily and real estate pages. This is the top video. That's the bottom video. This is the proof page. And then the biohacking pages, there's the code for that. And I put that in there because at some point, I mean, this has been perfect. But at some point, I got updated videos and things. We'll probably redo this. I'll test it out. And when it works, it'll modify this. It'll be across the board. So but I put all these here so people will make sure they have the right ones all the time. I put that in the info page. Here's the info page itself. And then right here, I got this potential thing, and I want to talk about this, right? So on FSN specifically, right? There's a video on it. I'll just go to the fun page. We have the video at the bottom, right? Right here. We have the member video. If you have not watched this video on how we get paid, you need to watch it. Okay? You need to watch it because it explains things and how it builds, right? And the thing about it is when you take the concept of how it pays out and you take the concept of how we build and you add in what I'm about to show you in the V marketing, I'm using our lead source and the way we communicate with that lead source to help build this in for everybody better than we ever did before. Okay. And I just did some preliminary and it's actually I want to use the term conservative I'm going to close this out. It's right here in the info page. Again, in the info page, I got this FSM potential thing. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a copy of it. Right. And then don't leave it here, move it somewhere else. So I'm going to make a copy of it, and then I'm going to organize it, and I'm going to move it. Okay. You guys all have access to it. I'm going to tell you to move it to somewhere else, right? So I'm going to move it to like, I'm going to put it in my Rory 3 backup folder, right? I'll move it there. All right. And I can only move the copy anyway. So now I'm going to come here. I'm going to go to Rory 3 backup, right? And it's just going to be down here with one of my other options. I have a few things in here, right? I got my flow charts, all these things I looked at. Here's a Velveeta workshop. But here, I'm going to go this one, and I'm going to change it to, right, Rory's. Oops, wrong thing. I'm going to do that. I'm going to change it up here. It's Rory's working V marketing FSM potential. Okay. And I'm going to get a little bit more specific, and I can keep up with all the people I'm working with here, my personal team and their team and their team. I can chart this even more if I want to. I can go by what's their goals, what they say they're going to do. I can kind of get an idea of it, right? Real names, right? And I can fill this out for myself and kind of go through it and kind of see what I need to do. But what this is going to do is let you know, like, hey, if I need to make, remember, we got anchor 1, anchor 2, anchor 3. This is anchor 3. And anchor 3, how much do I want to make there? What do I need to do that? And how are we going to get it done, right? So what's the goal? What's the timeline? And then what resources do I need to make happen to get there? Well, what's really good about a leverage program is it's not just my actions and my resources, but whatever I do within the team. But the team is everybody that's involved from me that I've enrolled and I've helped them enroll and helped them enroll that team, but also what my uplines enrolled and placed under me, right? Because we're all in this thing. Like everybody in RRR247 gets to gain from what I do, Tanya does, whatever, our employee, mainly our kids that do with us too. We structure that way. Their job is to fill this up to fill under everybody in RRR. We built it to where we just get to help everybody and help stack this down 3 by 3 by 3, 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, and just keep building it in. Because the stronger this makes all of us as individuals, this helps everything, right? If we can make, I go through everything and I say, look, whatever I do, I need to make 10 grand a month with my efforts. So what do I need to do to get 10 grand? This is at 5 grand. Okay, I want 10 grand. All right. So what do I need to happen to get there? Right. And so I come into this and I'm going to go, well, I need more people in my team. So I don't want to mess this beautiful thing up on the right, right? I want to leave that alone. So I'm going to grab from here and I'm going to go to here and I'm just going to insert row above. Insert row above. I probably need to start doing a couple of them at a time, right? I'm going to grab 4. And I'm gonna overshoot it. So like this is like personals that I'm bringing in. Okay. Now I know that I work a certain pace, and I know that I can add 2 to 5 new people every week nonstop. Personally. Well, that's pretty good. So if I can do say 2 a week, that means I can add 100 in a year. Okay. So I want to go to 100. Right. So I'm gonna need a lot more of these. So I'm just telling you how I build this out. And if you do it this way, you're not gonna lose the formulas. These totals will still add up down here, right? So like if I go look at the formula for what adds this up for the total, right? It says G13. Well, I'm gonna have to change that down to the bottom one. So G13 is here. I'm just have to change the 13 to whatever the bottom thing is. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. In-depth training today, guys. Um, Again, I want to go to 100, so I'm gonna insert above, insert above. Am I over 100 yet? Oh, I am. You know what? I'm gonna overkill and just add some more in there. Okay. I need names in here, right? So I've got Nile, and these I'll just put these in here. So I'll go through it, right? Stacy, Tanya, and I double dip. Like, and I recommend everybody should double dip. We should talk about that. I got Tanya, Edison. Um, I got a lot of other real names I'll add. Um, Actually, hold on. I'm gonna just color. This is my own. I'm just gonna color it up, right? Um, Same thing here. I need to open this up. So what I'm going to show you guys is the difference between thinking big and thinking small, and then how to plan for it. And I find that it's a lot easier to think big than to think small because it's basically so I'm gonna I'm gonna aim small, miss small, but I'm gonna aim big and hit big with this at the same time. Meaning, I know what I got to do every day to get there. I'm going to talk about that. But I also know that if I do it every day consistently, what that can lead to, and if I can inspire and lead others to do the same thing, I know what that can lead to. I'm going to focus on that with just FSN because I know that if I do it here, it's going to offset and grow all the other things because how we do the pattern, right? But this is just a fun thing to see as an exercise, and I want you guys to see how my brain goes. I know a lot of people are always like, "How do you do this, Rory? How do you keep up with the pace?" I'm like, "Well, I just make it that way. Like I just know what I need to do, and I'm just going to go bigger." I plan bigger so that you guys, if you build big and you miss, it's still pretty big outcomes. If you build small and you miss, that's usually when people quit on themselves. It's because they just set themselves up for failure. Like, it's like, I think I know in coaching, like you're playing, but when you're playing like a football game, you don't want to go and barely win. Those games aren't fun. You want to dominate. You want to play in all areas so good and aim for perfection that you just dominate. You don't want to barely win. You that's because one play could change the outcome. You want to eliminate one play from ending your outcome. You want to have it be so you're so dominant. In business, everything should be that way. Like with your relationship, you should be doing so many things right that it's just you off balance anything. If you ever to make a list of what's good and what's bad, the good's always going to outweigh the bad because you put more effort in everything. You're just aiming bigger, right? So that you hit bigger. But at the same time, I'm going to focus on the little things so well that I don't miss, right? And the little things are consistency of outreach, how consistency of doing my BRT and the messaging, my consistency of my catch up and follow up, and then my consistency of using the systems to automate my life and not lose my sense of sanity, right? How to use the tools right. All right. So what I've just done here is I've got a lot more names to put in here, right? Um, Name here is going to be a big one. I'm just going to copy that down. And I'm going to go all the way to 138, which means my formula down here, this is total personal team, will be what I say it was 148 or 138. I think that's 138, right? Yeah, 138. So I changed that formula to 138. That means this is 138 too. F138. And this one, 38. Right now, these are all going to be bigger ones. So team's team. And if I'm gonna shoot for over. So I'm looking at, like, I'm gonna get here in a year. Okay, I'm looking at what I'm gonna do in 12 months. Now I'm gonna try to do it. I've already got a big head start, but I'm saying this what I'm gonna be in 12 months, right? So I'm gonna go from 11 1 2025 to 11 1 2026. The reason why I'm doing this is I want to see where I hit in a year, but I also know this is my goal. It's written, I can see it, right? So every time I add a new person to get them trained to be an instructor and they're direct to me, I'm gonna start putting names in. And I got more to add, but you guys will see the idea, right? And what level are they, right? What level are they and to me, right? Where do they fall, right? I can be pretty dang accurate with this. How many pro members they have, I can keep up with that. How many free members they have, that's accountability. Free to pro, that's accountability. I can kind of see where that's at, right? See what the ratios are. I can actually do it in real, like see where things are at, and then I can adjust week by week, month by month on, oh, you know what? I better get more people in to hit my goal. I'm not where I want to be. I can kind of see it. Now I'm gonna do this will help me kind of do even more. Like sometimes like I got momentum, I got motivation because I do the work, but sometimes I want a little bit more to get there, right? So my goal, so this is already going to start adjusting. Where's my totals? They down here somewhere? Oh, okay. So hold on a second. This, I didn't want that down there. So somehow I did that. Okay, there we are. So my goal, 10K a month. Okay. Now I'm gonna go over here and kind of do some numbers to see what that needs to look like. But then I want to start, kind of feel this in reality, right? So my goal is 10K a month. Now, am I happy at 10K a month? No, that's my goal. I think this can actually make. I think you max out a matrix. It says you can make 88K in that a month. So my real goal, okay, is 100K a month. That'll help pay for a lot of leads. Okay, so goal is 10K a month, but the real goal is 100K a month. Am I gonna make 100 grand a month in a year? I don't know. 2 years, 3 years? I don't know. But what pace that is going to take me to get there? Well, I'm gonna have an idea as I really do this, right? If I can make 10 grand, then I know I just got to do 10 times that to get here. But I'm not doing it by myself, right? If I'm building duplication, I'm building leadership, right? I'm going to get there easier. The effort it takes to make 10K would probably be the same effort to get to 100K because strength and leverage, right? If I can help Niall get to 10K a month, I know that Niall is going to be happy at 10K a month. I know that he's not going to sit back and get lazy on me. So I know I got people like that. They're going to be like, oh, I got 10K a month. Oh, I'm just going to ride this out to 100K a month. There's a lot of good I can do with 100K a month, right? You can start taking care of family members beyond. You can start building out legacy beyond. I got a vehicle to do it. And once you realize that the effort is worth the reward, the reward is worth the risk, that's what changes everything. And I know that a lot of people can't do this math without seeing it. They got to be taught. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm taking the time to do this before I go into the actual fun exercise. Okay. So I put the names here. I put all the stuff that's there, right? This level in FSN is kind of good to be aware because if you got people that are like on level 7 and 8, that's fine. We get paid down 10 levels. I'm going to press them to pay us on the 11th and the 12th levels as things progress and things are there because it makes a huge difference in the numbers. But I like how this is set up and it goes there. But how many pro members everybody needs, how many free members they need to get there, these are all measuring of the goals that we need an outcome, right? And if we have a way to add free members, and then we have a power line system and there's something to educate people on, that's a great leverage tool, and we get to use that, right? So I'm looking at this. I know that Nile, I like I can look at this and I know that darn well that guy's gonna have like he's gonna have like 2,500 here probably. Same with Stacy. They got the means, they got the leads. I mean, they all have way more than that in their system, right? Tanya, I know the systems we're using, so doing the work that she does. Edison, same thing. I know that we can get there. Um, Grayson is gonna have to work the leads and stuff that's there. Same with Garrett. I can leverage that. And you guys, they're all feeding under you guys, right? I structured so they can help feed everybody. What's the next one? Titan. Um, Titan's an overachiever. He'll will a little bit more. Um, they all should do about that. Um, Matt, that's fair. Jim, these are all corporate driven. So I know that I got to make sure that they have that many, like in the stuff that we do. So some of the work will be done by these guys will be doing this for everybody here. So I know that I got to get that many free members in. Okay, remember I'm going for like a year. I'm trying to add 100 a week. 100 a week is 5,000, right? No, sorry, 50 a week is 5,000 a year. Am I right? Let's see, 12. No. 100 a week, 50 weeks. Yeah, that's 5,000. That's in a year. That means I'm expecting Edison to add 100 a week. I'm expecting Tanya to do 100 a week, and I'm saying 50 a week for Niall and Stacy. They'll probably each do 100. But even I mean, they have that many to catch up with. So I'm putting some expectations in here, right? Garrett, Titan, these guys are all going to be doing that. Titan will probably do 100 a week. Garrett, Grayson, I probably can get them to get near that, but I'm telling you where the numbers are coming from, right? And then I'm hoping that I can get also like I need to get people that can do this, right? Now the free to pro members, I have a ratio, right? I'm basically saying that 10% will go pro. 10% go pro. 1 in 10. Okay, now I'm seeing those numbers now, and I don't know if that's going to be better or greater if we messaging is properly, and if it adjusts, I can adjust it. It'll fix the whole spreadsheet, right? So I'm going down that same number. Here's what I need now. Just with that, right? Where's my income looking? I'm already over the 10K. Okay, I'm already over the 10K based on the speculation for that to happen. If I can get this done in a year, according to that, that's where we're at, and that's without exponential growth from their teams. All right. That's just doing like, so you guys are saying, so why does Rory say do 100 a week? Well, because saturation works perfectly at 100. I get activity. I'm not wasting my time. But if I'm adding 100 into the sequence I'm about to teach you a week, I can do 5,000 myself in a year. And if I can do 5,000 myself in a year and get 10 others to do it, 20 others to do it, what is the outcome going to look like? Okay, guys, most people don't make 10 grand a month. They don't. Most would be 80%. Okay. If you're making 10 grand a month, you're like in the top 5% of the nation. Is this worth it? I don't know. It's starting to look easy. And remember, that's not putting our Bella Vita pay, not putting our PBS Vortex pay in. It's not putting any of everything that's tied to that in there, right? And if I'm doing the effort to make this happen here, what are those going to be at? I love putting things to logic and numbers, right? And then I can make adjustments. Okay, so now I got that there. Now let's go down and remember, I don't what's this going to be if I can get 100 people to all do 100 a week, that would be absolutely perfect. But what if they only do like 10 a week, right? 10 a week. So let's say I get all these people here. They're in the numbers. I'll say they each get, I'll say two, right? Or am I bold? It should be bold. Okay. I'm gonna just do two all the way down. They only get two pro members. I mean, they really need like 5 and 10. And really, and if they're using the leads, I mean, every one of these people has access to use the leads. Okay, you guys, we're sitting on like, what is it, about 500,000 leads that haven't been talked to yet. I think we got plenty to play with for that, right? And I hope you guys are just pouring into it. We'll get more and more leads. That's never a problem. So if they only do, let's say 20 a week, right? 20 a week for 50 weeks, right? That's 1,000. I got a bold thing here. Okay, it's 1,000. They all do 1,000 in a year. 1,000 free members, which sounds crazy, right? I got 1,000 free, not to me. Yes, I deal with massive lead numbers. We have over 1 million people that have paid money to be a student of ours. I just think bigger because I'm taking care of all of us, right? Okay. Oh, gotta undo that. It went way too far down. There we go, 138. I gotta bring this down. Okay. And if that's all that's happening, what does that change the income? I mean, we're starting to get some fun numbers now. And that's just me bringing personals in and getting them to duplicate. Okay. I'm just letting you know, like, this is so when I say, like, we have a plan with the leads, it's not going to solve it today or tomorrow, but I'm looking at a year outcome for me right now to get there. And now I know what I got to do. I got to bring these people in. And granted, this is saying that they did this as of today. But if I get them in over the next year, that's what I could do like the next. I mean, you can see it progression the next year. But it's like, so yeah, I'll balance out the realities with you guys all day long. So here goes. So and I gotta do all these. I'll just be easy. There's more. There we go. It really doesn't. They're there. Let's do some numbers. Let's do the same thing. So like I put these in here. Pro members. I'm just gonna do the same thing. 200,000. Right? Let's just say we get everybody to do 20 a week. And what I'm about to show you. Okay? I gotta copy this formula down a little bit more. Then I'm down to this level. Okay, perfect. So and let's just finish this little experiment out, right? We're gonna just add more. And let's just go like I'm gonna work my best to get uh, you know, 100 in. I put 138. I'm gonna go for 138 in a year. And my personal is bringing other people in. I put that they'll do like a couple hundred there, like 150. Like I basically said, if my people that I bring in can match my efforts, that's what it'll be. I hope it's better than that. right? I know you guys, I'll say this. I realize I work at a high level that I expect everybody to hopefully strive for. I just have big whys, big motivation, big understanding. But why do I have that? Well, it's because I believe, because I have proof in front of me all the time. So I'm trying to give you guys that. Because I think that's usually what people are missing. Like, why is Rory so convicted? All right, so I'm going to make my little formula here great. I'm going to go name here 2 and 1,000, right? And there's a formula thing here. I got to go down. We need to put a lot more in here. So this is team members, team members, team members, and I'm gonna just put I'm gonna put a couple hundred in here. Now we've already been building past this. Like I already have a really good foundation for this, but so I feel very confident in this. I'm gonna put a few more in there. I think I can just yeah I can just roll it down. That's 442. This is 442. 'Oh, hold on. Yeah, 308 is right, and this is 305. I was gonna change these. That should be 305. 305. And that's 308 to 442. 308 to 402. 442. There we go. Okay. And just again, here's mine. I'm working it out. I'm going here. That's basically filling that matrix out. It's 89K. Okay. I'm getting closer to this. Now, and that, there's some understandings of purchases and everything else in there based on ratios. Okay. Looking pretty cool. So I know that I can probably, I mean, I got some things to happen, right? So now I'm going to start working to fill that in and kind of know where that's at. And that's why I like spreadsheets to work on there. And the thing is this is very conservative. It doesn't put all the incomes that we have access to there. It doesn't tie in the like everything perfectly, but it gives me a really good, if I do this based on the premise of the comp plan, that's what I can look at. And I like, what do I need to get there? Now I know that for us to progress and constantly be doing all the leads that we need to generate and all the marketing, I need to get as many 100Ks in a month coming in to cover that, right? We need that for weekly. And so I'm building for that because if I can sustain that, I can help everybody else get here as well, right? Leads are everything. So I know what my mission is. I have that to strive on. That's that, right? That's this. And and that's me thinking big, right? How to fill that out. All right. So I'll put a copy of this. Let's see. I'll make a copy. I'll put an info page. I'll go here to the info page. Oh, I go to headlines and ads. You go back here. There's a copy. I'm going to lock that. If you guys want to see what I did, it's right there. And that's just me doing the numbers, what I need to get there. And obviously I fill the people in, right? Now we're already in full motion with that. So getting the free members is key, right? We sign people up, they buy in, they come in the PBS with us, and then we got to get free members to make everything happen, right? That's one of the resources we got to do. So now let's break that out. I'm going to close this, close this, close this, close this. I'm going to close that. I don't need that anymore. And when I get set up to go to work, I've got my email on snooze. I got my calendar ready to book stuff. I've got my script ready to go, right, to do the V marketing. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows. I'm actually going to open up one more, but what I do is this one is usually I go to SMS, right? And you guys, I'm going to talk about this. Twilio is doing these major updates. Just so you guys know, we updated our entire PBS Vortex pretty much before the rest of the world even could get their stuff together. And so there's major updates that affected AWS, Twilio. There's big outages with AWS. There's things affecting things. Twilio has outage issues. So just bear with the SMS. It's going to get better. If you get an error 505, 504, just wait a little bit and go on. We still bear with it. It's stuff that's out of our control that they're going to get better. Make sure you're on the latest version of Chrome. Make sure you don't have extensions that are going to conflict. If you got security extensions, they might conflict with the SMS system. So that's running. It's going to take a while. I don't refresh this. I refresh this as I'm working. But I'm going to show you, this is my leads that I work from. And I'm going to come down here and start doing all this. You know what I need to do? Shoot, I need to stop the recording. Hold on. I gotta leave YouTube. I don't